Hello, my name is Shuttle, and welcome to brand new series of Victoria 3. As you probably guessed from the title, well, first of all, we just completed the Finland playthrough. That was quite a fun run. It was a tall playthrough, so this time we're going to go wide. And as you guessed from the title, we're going to be playing as USA. But we're going to go with the Hegemon as the goal, so it kind of gives us some stuff to do, or some pointers on, expanding and all that. So it should be kind of something that will support our goal here. But the goals themselves, I suppose, since while we're waiting for the game to load, we can go through some of these. So we're going to try to form the nightmare of any American, well, most Americans, and we're going to turn USA into a socialist country. And so we're going to have a council republic, and then we'll try to go for some achievements as well, like go West Young Man. Actually, let's start loading in first. So go West Young Man. I've got probably the achievements, like what they mean, written down in the description, so you can double check from there. But then the Hegemon, Star Swarm Banner, For a Reason, The Real Movement, and Banana Republic. Right, so I have not played as USA before. I have played as Mexico, admittedly. And in that sense, we got a little bit of view, but I have no idea what we're up with in here, admittedly. So let's actually start by looking at the politics briefly. So government is currently, illegitimate. We could probably try to reform this. Problem is that I actually knew. I don't think we can. So there's the Democratic Party and the Whig Party, and both sides have a whole lot of intra-groups in there. Okay, so we won't do that then. I do actually wonder, the presidential republic, does that mean... Right, citizen suffrage, that's somewhat handy. Racial segregation is less ideal. Total separation of church and state is nice. Then we've got the elected bureaucrats, we've got national militia, no internal security stuff yet. We got the interventionism. Protectionism, per capita taxation, homesteading, frontier colonization. Which I believe is the one that we used in the Finland playthrough as well, in Africa. This time it's going to be a bit easier. And then there's the local police force. So that increases the landowner's power. Public schools, which is actually quite handy. No health system right now. We'll probably get that switch eventually. And then right of assembly. No worker rights, child labor allowed, legal guardianship. No social security, no microcontrols. Oh, anti-strike laws. That's got a new one. And then of course we've got the... legacy slavery. We could try to ban the slavery, but there's a whole lot of opposition for it right now. The pro-slavery movement is pretty mighty right now. So actually have a look at the movements real quick. So we got the pro-slavery movement. We could try to suppress them a little bit. And then, let's see, there's the supremacist movement, traditionalist movement, liberal movement could be somewhat useful. Abolitionist movement would be quite handy, so we'll go ahead and start bolstering that actually. That takes up most of the authority that we have, but that's alright. We'll bolster those movements. Once we get some of the other movements, we'll go through there. Right, then let's get the research done. So first of all, we already got up to railways, which is quite handy. And what do we have in military? We probably do need to get a good military in this playthrough for sure. Logistics could be somewhat useful for more conscripts. Of course, there's the guns. Or the smoothbore artillery production that then leads to the breech-loading artillery. There's the field works, which actually I'm going to research that one. Then I think what we'll do is we'll queue up something in society, so we'll kind of go between the categories this time around. We don't need to sort of beamline for tanks. We could go for nationalism, I suppose. That could be somewhat handy in here. Or the modern sewerage. That would increase the amount of construction that we can do. And also get some more infrastructure. Or we could get the joint stock companies, which I believe... Oh, right, we got the corporate charter already. Okay. That would reduce the urbanization per urban center level, which is kind of handy. But no, we'll go for nationalism, and then production will get... Honestly, the water to boiler could be quite handy. Increase the mining and all that. So we'll start with those. How's the max innovation? We could have up to 121, so we probably do want to build some more. But let's have a look at what else. Okay, so there's the... right, interests. Where do we have? Okay, so we've got Midwest, New England, Dixie, and basically all of North America, essentially. And a good chunk of South America, actually, as well. Could put the Andes as an option, or we could put in, like, I don't know, England or France or someone. And they'll put an interest in France. So we can maybe improve relations down that way. Have them as a potential ally. So what do we have? We've got we've got so many colonies right now. Because we are getting a lot of points in here overall. It's going to take a while to colonize all of it. Right, there's the slavery debate. Seminole Wars. Ah, right, we might have a bit of combat in here. I suppose the tensions are still calm. So there's that. Well, of course, we're not building anything yet. Let's have a look at our economy a little bit. So what do we need in large quantities? Wood, clothing, paper, fertilizer. Actually, it's probably easier to have a look at the market price. Things that we desperately do need. Coffee is another thing, but there's not going to be a whole lot of coffee that we can grow ourselves. There's some. Actually, do we... Why is that? No, that's not ours yet. They're unaligned. I wonder if I could, like, try to make them protectorate or something like that. They probably wouldn't accept that right now, though. We'll need to consider that, but yeah, so we'll probably try to get Hawaii. We might want to get... Actually, is that... Right, Spain still owns Puerto Rico as well. Alright, then let's actually have a look at the... so what sort of materials can we expect to find on... There's definitely logging over here in Maryland. Oh, actually, let's have a look at the companies that we have. So we got William Cramp and Sons, which... Okay, it's the shipyards and motor industries. Okay. Not the worst necessarily, I mean, we probably will need quite a fleet. And we've got several armies right now. They're not very sizable armies, mind you, but we've got at least a few of them. Of course, I don't know if these are regulars or conscripts. No, it's regulars. Okay. At least one of these is. That's also... So we might want to get some conscripts in here somewhere down the line. So they don't need to constantly be in there, but they will then help us push forward. And yeah, we'll probably try to conquer pretty much all of North America at least. All the way to Panama. And maybe even Caribbean. And all that. So we'll seek to conquer a lot of stuff. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough states for that. But we'll see. Right, but let's think of something to build. I suppose what we'll start with is we'll get the paper mill. Because I know that we're going to need quite a few of those. So let's have a look at the earnings. Ah, District of Columbia would be the best earnings. But I suppose that's having some infrastructure issues. Actually... What we should really do is have a look at the market access. So DC's got 83%, South Carolina's got 89%. I don't suppose there's any... No. Okay, so it's just maybe we'll just go ahead and build a railway to both of these. Or for both of these, so that should probably help. Assuming that we've got some engine production, right? We do. We even got some extras in there, actually. Right, we're selling all of the engines right now. Essentially, okay, well, that's fair enough. Okay, so that's 2 buildings there. I guess there's going to be some private sector doing some shenanigans as well. Eventually, though, there's not going to be any. It's going to be a command economy, which, well, hopefully at least. It might take a while, though. We'll see how it goes. But something that I did not mention at the start of the episode is I do not have the Charter of Commerce or the latest flavor DLC, the National Awakening. Let's unpause that. Well, let's have a look how things start evolving. We'll go on a speed 3 for a little while. Oh, colonial power, right. You completed your first objective, right. So what else do we have here? African colonies, form alliances, at least 2 countries. Alliance treaties, right. I don't think I'll be able to do that quite yet. Maintain subjects. Okay. Don't have any yet, I guess. Greatest power, we need to be ranked number 1. We're currently number 5. It is a bit higher ranking that I usually like to play as. I figure that for this playthrough we'll go for something different. Right, Britain's colonizing down... Oh, we know they're colonizing down here, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Okay. We might need to do a colony in Africa then, at some point. So Texas is fighting a war. I suppose what we could actually do... So we could try to give them a bit of a... funding, or I don't suppose, no, we probably can't intervene in that. Nor do we have really the army size for that quite yet. But how is Texas actually faring in this war of theirs? They are outnumbered. I don't know if we'll get a event maybe to join in for the journal, so there's a whole lot. Texas statehood. Ah, right, Texas is a base. Oregon border dispute. Rochester's versus Georgia. President Andrew Jackson has defied the ruling of the Supreme Court and ordered the removal of the Cherokee people to the Indian Territory. Did we write that? Right, so we've got the Indian Territory, of course, over here. Are these, they're part of the market? They are a puppet. We don't have a power block yet, do we? But we could probably form one. I think it's probably going to be ideological union. And we'll have, let's actually have a look. Enactment stall chance. Oh, that could be handy. Or suppression cost, bolstering cost. I would say that's 100 authority right there. We'll go with the ideological fruit, actually. We'll call it the Workers' Union. Actually, let's change the emblem a little bit. Let's see. We are going for like a rather communist idea here. Is there... I think we'll go with the globe for that center, right? Oh, right, there's the second color. Okay, well, I think we'll go with the one color. I've never actually done these before. I think the eagle works quite nicely there. Then we'll clear the side pieces, right. And then the pattern, I think we'll go with that. Let's roll the statue. Right, we'll go with that. So, let's form this power block. So it's currently the Workers' Union. Oh, right, Britain's not going to be liking us too much. But we've got the Liberia and Indian Territory now in part of this. But now that we've got that passed, or changed, let me just double check. What was the that we chose? So, bolstering and support, right, and the agitators. Do we actually have any agitators yet? No, we don't. We've got two potential ones. Okay, one potential wants to join the liberal movement. You know what? I will invite you. So we'll start getting some more liberal stuff. Although I suppose the popularity of that is going to be slightly reduced thanks to the ideological stuff. But that's alright. Right, so the only thing that we could even try to change is the slavery, and there's just so much opposition for it. And that would radicalize everything. So we need to take things slowly. We will eventually upgrade that though. But let's go on pause. And I think, first of all, so what is the private sector building? Trade center, coffee plantation. Oh, right, in Liberia. And the military shipyard in Virginia. Young Joseph. Giuseppe Mazzini has officially arrived in the United States of America to mix the reception. Some call him a pest, others call him a visionary. Also a radical. Oh yeah, we'll get that in there, I suppose. We don't have a very high literary rate yet, but that's not a huge surprise. It's 1836. The GDP is at 16 million. It could be better, but it's not the worst. We've got a little bit of radicals. We are getting some loyalists at least. Well, we're getting the railways at least built somewhat in here. We might also get one in Virginia, actually. Like getting a bit of railway going across the nation now. I do actually wonder... Alright, so there's Indian removal. Ah, right, if we get the acceptance. Or no Cherokees remain. Ah, that could be a little bit awkward. Let's go ahead and improve relations with Britain for the time being. And also with France. Keep those somewhat happy. Maybe also Indian Territory, we could improve relations there slightly. They are a bit defined right now, but we'll eventually integrate them. Yeah, so we're currently building mostly railways to make sure... Oh, right, yeah, no, there's a whole lot of colonization going on. Which doesn't surprise me. I mean, we're doing quite a bit ourselves. Oh, French National Awakening. It's begun in Normandy. Well, right then. Right, Indian removal. In accordance with the removal treaty, it is time for the Cherokee of South Carolina to relocate to the Indian Territory. Some holdouts refuse to leave their homes, and many are poorly equipped for the journey. Right, there might be a lot of people losing lives, or we could offer some assistance. We got the money. We'll offer some assistance. So they might be able to move at least. Not necessarily going to be quite as, you know, cruel treatment as such. Oh, Prussia declared rivalry. I mean, I suppose two can play that game. Now, I do actually wonder, is there anyone that we could maybe invite into the... I suppose we probably don't have the leverage yet. I suspect we're probably getting quite a bit of leverage, though. Because first we need to go to the ones that we have... Alright, so Britain... We do... Oh, right, okay, never mind. Yeah, we don't have very high numbers on anything yet. It will probably start improving over time, though. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so I suppose another thing that we should probably start doing already is increasing the army size a little bit. The regular army is going to get maybe 2 artillery regiments. I don't know, well... Actually, where are you... your regiments right now from? New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Massachusetts, North Carolina, and Virginia. Okay then. So if we get some of these, so... Really, Maryland didn't have any. New Jersey didn't have any on that particular army anyway. We'll get one over there. We can't have too much per state, mind you. Delaware could also have 1 artillery regiment. And then we'll go ahead and get some lancers from, let's say, Connecticut. That'll be 10 battalions. It's not going to be a whole lot of our... or much of an army yet. We do want to start increasing the army size nonetheless. Right, so that is solved. I guess we may have had some decision or something like that for the assistance for them. Oh well, we'll get Texas back at some point. I'm not too concerned about that. Although I do actually... oh right, yeah, that closed that statehood. So, Mexico, how much of an army do you have? Not a huge amount yet, so yeah, if we start increasing the army size, we can then maybe conquer that. And then maybe take some land over here as well, although... oh, right, yeah, we've got a bit of a path going through here. Eventually we'll get Oregon and South Carolina and all that, although it might take a while. We'll try to keep a relation with Britain at a decent level, so that we can then do that peacefully initially. Eventually we'll probably have some wars in Canada and all that, but we don't need to start with that. Oh, Automus declared me as a rival. Well, you know what? If you rival me, I rival you. I get a whole lot more influence out of it, so that's alright. IT, you are not really liking us. I'm going to start improving relations with you nonetheless. And then maybe some other nations down here, like New Granada, we could start improving relations. And Venezuela, who is actually cooperative, so that's actually kind of handy. Yeah, the population is about 15.8 million right now. The atmospheric engine. Ooh, we'll get the research on the some progress on the water tube boiler. Actually, why are the texts are spreading now? See, so we got oh, it's only the labor movement that's getting any spread right now, which actually I'm not opposed to. That's gonna then lead us towards the goals that we do have. So I'm gonna guess that there is no. Oh right, we could increase the education, and also I don't know if I want to increase the law enforcement right now. Maybe not right now. Actually, the government isn't very popular. So I suspect that the next election... when is that going to be? December, okay. So the election season will start very shortly. Okay, we'll have a lot of these states open up in here. So why is the private sector building? Other than coffee plantation, Liberia... well, right now it's just the military shipyard, really. In Virginia. I guess they are having some difficulties building there. Is that because of the... no? Why are they having difficulties building in there, actually? Was that not a... no, it is incorporated state as well. Huh. Alright, higher learning. So we get university building through to 25%. Actually, I don't think we have a whole lot of universities yet, do we? I mean, we've got like 3, 4, 6, actually. Okay, 6 universities. We could have, technically speaking, support for quite a few more. Let's actually have a look at the buildings that we do have. So, food industries, we could actually use some sweeteners. Might not be fully worth it, but it will be eventually, at least. Textile mills, we got those already in dye workshops. Furniture, we don't actually need to have the luxury furniture production everywhere. I think we've got already some of those switched to it. Yeah, 2 of them. Well, technically speaking, 6 levels. And then there's another 2 that aren't. Wait, no. Oh, we got 7 that are and 2 that aren't. Okay. That's fine. We got some glassworks. We could... actually, we got some producing ceramics already. Yeah, most of them are. So the one in Ohio that isn't. Alright, then what else do we have? We've got the shipyards. I think those are going to be fine. We don't. Well, I suppose we could use the reinforced ships actually. That'll give us some demand for the engines, also for the hardwood, which I don't know if we've got production for that yet. Presumably we do have some. Actually, yeah, we do have plenty. The railways, we're going to use the wooden passenger carriages. So that's going to be the first railways that we're building. We'll probably try to build the railway across to the west coast eventually. It's going to take a while though. We'll get there one day. Let's have a look at the interest group. So the landowners are quite happy, so influence is increased. We do get a little bit from the yeomen, or the rural folk. Trade unions are very upset, so are the evangelists, or evangelicals. The grand plan pays off. You know, we'll add in some momentum for the Whig Party, which are presumably going to be the winners of this election by quite a wide margin. So we can then maybe try passing some of the laws. We need to be somewhat careful with what laws we're trying to pass, though. We need to take it slowly, but we will eventually get to the goals of this series. I do actually wonder, in terms of minerals and all that, the coal, we got quite a bit in here. We have some levels already, not like insane amounts, but we've got some. And iron mines, we've got quite a bit along the Appalachians and then a little bit around the Great Lakes. What's democracy? Giuseppe Mazzini has issued a condemnation of the American electoral system, endorsing absence from voting. Ah, right, we can either maintain legitimacy for 5 years. I don't actually want to go for that one. I'll go for the middle option, a bit more radicals from intelligentsia, a little bit less momentum for the... Well, actually, it's going to be the same impact on the... So that's going to be more radicals. Actually, that could still work in our favor. If we get more radicals in intelligentsia and all that, they might get more radical, or supporting more radical movements as well. Speaking of movements, let's have a look. So we're currently supporting the abolitionist movement. There's the liberal movement, of course, as well, which we could, in theory, bolster. Well, we suppress the pro-slavery movement, so we'll eventually get rid of that, and then I suppose we could still, of course, do a bit of... where are we building right now? North Carolina. We'll put in the road maintenance there for a little while to get that construction done slightly faster. We've still got one more that we could probably put in, like, a tax. Actually, speaking of taxes... Ooh, tobacco tax could be kind of handy. Sure, we've got plenty of money. We could even reduce the taxes at some point to improve the legitimacy, because right now, it's not looking great. Although I'm pretty sure that once the Whig Party gets into power, it will get a little bit easier. Oh, the Clay Proviso. Henry Clay, the leader of intelligence, has proposed outright prohibiting slavery in all our new Western territories. Some opponents demand simple moderation, but others are demanding legalization of slavery in all new territories. I'm going to take a small hit on the landowners, or southern planters, and then trade unions and all the others get a bit of a boost on their happiness. That'll probably help a little bit. And then Trail of Tears. Our efforts to remove Cherokee from eastern lands has led to the deaths of many during the overland march westward. We did help them a little bit, at least. So, while we can't have a clean conscience, at least we did do something. Remotely positive, anyway. Okay, so... oh, right, it was the trade unions that were causing the construction efficiency to go down. That would make sense. And the education access was also reduced thanks to the evangelicals being upset. But yeah, as I mentioned at the start of the episode, we are... Oh, like, this is the first time I'm playing USA. So there's a lot of learning to do. Let's actually have a look at the rest of the resources. So we do have some lead mines as well in some areas. Oh, Russia declared rivalry. Alright then. And sulfur we've got a little bit as well. In the north we are actually... Well, we are mining a little bit, actually. Oh, I wonder, is there any states that we could... incorporate yet? They are. Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Arkansas. Sure. We've got the bureaucracy for it, so might as well. It shouldn't take too long either. I reckon it's going to be a fairly quick process. Probably like 2 years or something like that. Yeah, it's about 2 years. But there is quite a massive competition over here for all these colonists right now between us and Mexico. Commander commends civic coalition. Oh, Democratic Party. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. We've got a new party. We can get a bit more radicals, actually. We'll take that one. But yeah, we'll eventually ban the slavery completely. It's just right now we don't have that. We'll wait for the election to be over, first of all. So yeah, it's now the Whig Party and Democratic Party. Currently. I suppose this might become possibly the Republican Party at some point. We'll see how it goes. Of course, eventually it's going to be turned into probably one-party system. How is the company doing, anyway? It's increasing prosperity, so I suppose it's not too bad. And the private sector has now built the shipyard. Now we're getting the trade center. There's another fertilizer plant being built in Indiana. And of course we're building some railways. And we did already build the one in Virginia, so we'll actually go ahead and... Oh, it was North Carolina, sorry. We'll go ahead and bolster DC's road maintenance for a little bit. To build the railway there faster. Of course, we've got such a huge amount of money. We Could just go ahead and increase the construction speed in total, now that I think of it. I mean, how many do we have? We got 6 using the iron frame building, okay. Where do we have a lot of peasants? New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. I guess we'll get 2 more... Well, 1 level in New York, and then maybe 1 in Indiana, actually. That's going to be a little bit costly. We'll go ahead and prioritize those 2. They will be built fairly quickly anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we can start increasing the GDP a lot faster. We might even hit the 1 billion in this run. Depending how things go, of course. Right, so let's have a look. Do we have influence on any other nations yet? Or leverage on over any other nations? We might have a little bit over some of them, but of course the leverage at 0 means that we don't have any presence in there, or there might already be subject nations or someone else. Well, Uruguay, we got some leverage over, but we don't have the advantage over there yet. We've got some leverage over Denmark. Haiti, we're getting a little bit more. Might eventually get them as a subject. We could even go ahead and fund some lobbies in there. Oh, wait, no, oh, hold on a minute. Are they? No, no. They're not a subject nation as such. We can't fund the lobbies there, huh? Never mind then. So how many colonies do we actually have underway right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them total. Wow. That's a decent bit. Ghana is a new president, so the Whig Party has won. Let's reform the government. Oh, it's still going to be illegitimate. Okay. Well, at least the president is going to be in power. It's just a massive party, so its legitimacy is going to be very questionable. I'm going to guess laws are going to be impossible to pass right now. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it could be that things change a little bit. Yeah, landowners are now very upset. We'll lose a bit of tax income. Actually, we also lost some of the authority. I think... Start with the movement again. I think we'll stop bolstering the liberal movement for a little bit. We'll eventually bolster that again, but right now I think the abolitionist movement is the one that we want to support more. Evangelicals petition the government. They want slavery ban. I guess we'll see what we can do. It's me or them. No, we're not going to support the petite bourgeoisie too much right now. So, they want the slavery ban. That's the only thing that can be even remotely passed. But the southern planters would be up in arms because of that. Pro-slavery movement would be militant. I mean, I suppose we are suppressing the pro-slavery movement a bit further over here already. We can maybe wait for a little while until the that movement is less relevant. Philadelphia Advocate. Explicit part of the newspaper, founded by members of the abolition movement in Philadelphia, has published its first issue between advertisement and political cartoons. It hosts ruthless critique of government policy. Yeah, we'll support the movement attraction, sure. And political migration. Radical political movements. Sure, we'll get a bit of prestige. And who is this Joachim fellow over here? Radical, a farmer, a German, or North German Protestant. Sure. So, let's actually have a look. So they are in support of what exactly? You're radical, so universal suffrage, parliamentary republic, guaranteed liberties, public schools, National Guard even, protected speech, right assembly, parliamentary republic. Not a whole lot of support for any laws. Again, the legitimacy is so small that I'm pretty sure that we can't really pass any laws yet. I'm hoping that we can maybe actually... Maybe the church or the evangelicals can lose some power at some point. So it's just trying to remove some of the groups from the party itself. Because right now it's just such a massive party that it is not going to be viable either way. Leading American Nebraska. Abolitionists and proponents of slavery have been pouring into American Nebraska, hoping to shape the church's government to their liking. Parliamentary groups have begun committing acts of violence against each other and civilians. No, yep. Nebraska should stay a free territory. So I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like or subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.